Agenda for today, we're going to use a chainsaw, and with that chainsaw, we're going to chainsaw carve two cardinals, birds, sitting on top of a heart. They're kissing. And so we're going to cut the tops and sides out, dig this in pretty good. I don't know yet about in here. I think I'll probably just kind of relief that in. I don't know. We'll see. I may cut it out. Um, but that gives you general just what we're doing with the chalk drawing there. We're chainsaw carving two cardinals, getting a good smooching, good old smooch there on the standing on the heart. Good old kiss. So, okay. With that said, let's get started. I don't know why we wouldn't, or what else we're gonna do. Just stand here and talk about it for a while. We could do that, but that's not gonna accomplish anything. All right. Getting a nice drink of the Dr. Pepper real quick, and we should be good to go. And I got this thing screwed down. I got it on 3 pieces just to get it up just the right height. I think I can work with that pretty good. But that's what we know. That's what we know. What's going on, Billy Shoemate? Hey, two dudes, well, Dad, glad to see you guys. Be sure and smash that like button. All right, we'll get started. Maybe. Getting that general shape out. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. Appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to smash that like. Hey, Susie Q, Dad, what's going on? Tree fella, heck yeah. What do we got here? X Factor, heck yeah, man. All right.
Hang up the phone. I don't have my phone. You hit the button.
looking pretty good. Two pointy-headed dudes. You know, you got the bird, you got the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and a big rock candy mountain. Kind of a sappy carving. It might be a little sappy. That's all right. I'll take it. Hey, Woodchucker, what's going on? Glad to see you. Susie Q, heck yeah. Give you a little better image. All right. See the beaks still coming together. Take some trim off their hats, kind of thin them down, start to round them out a little bit. I need to go ahead and cut the shape out on him and bring him out like I got her. But it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Hope you guys are having a good time. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. bit of time. I'm having a good time. Hope you're having a good time. We didn't get struck by lightning. Everything's going pretty good. She's starting to come out of there though, pretty good. You can tell which one's a male. Why? Because he's bigger. He's fat. Too fat. It made my cholesterol go up just looking at we got our basic shape all dug out. Hope you guys are doing pretty good. What are we up to? 32 likes? Heck yeah. Hi, Miguel. How's it going? Small wood lot, Billy Shoemate, Woodchucker, Caleb. What's up, guys? Glad to see y'all in there. All right, let's keep making this dude, shape him out. It's a little bit at a time. dig at that, the more I think this piece should come out. And I think I'm gonna take it out. But anyway, we're kind of getting like her eyes, her brow, cutting the beak down, shaping it down. It's all starting to come together. A little bit of time. And I never made this before. I've seen people make this carving or similar carving to it quite a bit. Hey, Trenton Williams. Hey, Amy. How's it going? Glad to see you, baby. Kisses. What's up? Glad to see you too. Heck yeah. Anyway, I've seen a lot of people make this or similar carving. I've never tried it before. I think I'm going to take that out of there. guys think? I think that looks a lot better. Just cutting that thing all the way out, having that nice hole there, makes it really start to come alive. Be sure and hit that like button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys being there. I don't care what they say about you guys. You're okay by me. Okay. and hers after all. He's the Mac Daddy with the gold necklace on. You gotta make I'll bring that kind of like up here a little closer, something like that. Maybe it's a little easier to see. Put it back in the middle. There we go. Let's get some more in it. Hope you guys did pretty good. I'll tell you what, if you ain't doing pretty good, sorry. I'll show you guys what I worked on today. So I had these things cooked already. While I'm putting fuel, you can look in them things. While I'm putting fuel in this thing. So I already had them cooked. I cooked the one Monday, and then I cooked the other one yesterday. I just skinned it out Wednesday, I think it was, and it still had to thaw some. And cooked it yesterday. And then I pressure washed them today and blew all the skin out. Now that one was the one that was already there. But the two skulls, that's from this year's deer I killed and last year's deer I killed. And anyhow, I just never did anything with the one last year. And so now I'm doing them both together. And so I got that done. Now I got to take some borax and try to rub off a little bit more of the... there's a little bit of flesh inside some places. It's hard to get it like right off the back side of the head and all that. But it's not too bad. You can get it off there. Little hand wire brush and I got plenty of wool. Little hand wire brush and some borax, and you get it off there. And then you got to put it in a hair. You put these skulls in a hair stripping, a color stripping stuff. I think it's like Schedule 40 or something like that. And I don't know. I'm kind of talking. I'm not sure if I'm giving you the right answer or not. But anyway, you got to put it in that to get them to turn real white. You soak them in that for, I got to look up the time for it because I can't remember. It's been 2 years since I've done it. And anyway, soaking that stuff and let it sit out in the sun for 2 or 3 days, and then they're white as white. that happened. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing pretty good. Hit that like button if you haven't already. What are we up to? 82. That's not bad. 82. Hey, Wilson, Direct. How's it going? Hey, Richard. Richard McNally. There's that. Hey, well, I'm thinking of it. If you guys see Marco, tell Marco to tell Taylor you guys think she should turn her memberships on. I told him that today. I think she should. I think she'd be blown away by all the members she'd have if she turned the memberships on. Anyway, that's what I got. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We're up to 91. Heck yeah, glad to see you guys. Hey, Richard, appreciate that, my man. Heck yeah. Hey, Soldier Farm. time yet. I might just leave it somewhat like that and clean it up. Uh-oh, what happened here? Heck yeah, Baby Kisses, give us $2. Hey, we appreciate it. Awesome friend, Baby Kisses. She's always so sweet to us. Hey, how's it going, Shy Guy? Let's see who we got here. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Hey, Shy Guy, Susie Q, what's up? Woodchucker, another $1.99. Heck yeah. Hey, y'all be sure and check out Woodchucker. Caleb is funny. He makes funny stuff. He makes really good stuff. He's a good carver. Be sure and check Woodchucker out. Hey, we're almost up to 100 likes. Heck yeah. There's always people's giving me stuff. It's Caleb. With Caleb's awesome carver himself, and Baby Kisses and Heidi, aka Thunder Gouge, and William Sharp. I'll tell you what, I'll take you guys around to this and I'll show you what I'm trying to do right here. So I got this this tail. It'd be kind of funny section, but I think I'm gonna do like I would do if I was carving you know, a 360 Cardinal, which is not really a 360 Cardinal, there's a front side to it. But just give him like a scout tail. That's like really big and fat, but I still like it. I'm big and fat. Anyway, that's kind of what I was thinking on that tail. I'll take this thing back around there. I love this tripod. I get to move things around with ease. It's easy for me to go right back to where I was. And then, anyway, if you have not hit the like yet, be sure and hit it. If you look at that, you can see that eagle wing through there. And that wasn't exactly the most attractive thing. All right. some pretty deep beakage going on there. You know, there might be a little tongue hockey. I don't know. I know. He's got good eyesight. She's a good looking gal. That's for sure. Kind of the same tail, but hers is a little thicker. I mean, she should be bigger on the bottom than him. All right, somebody's going, that's chauvinist. I can't believe that guy said that. Well, you don't know me that well. Oh, well, anyway. Get that a little closer. I can see he needs more beak trimming. Clean that up a little bit. Step back and look at that. I'm going to take the heart and start to round it out. Off. It's kind of a rotty. That's kind of just generally a rotty piece of wood anyway. You know, whatever. Anyhow, I'll smooth her out. Down here, honestly, I kind of just like to cut that down. I don't know. Let's find out. Again, I'll start giving this guy some feather detail. You know, probably put a little fire to it. What's going on, William? Shoop the Shoop's Wood Shop. Be sure to check them out. Heck yeah, O-Dog. Hey, how you doing, Shy Guy? Miss Francis Beaton, Crazy Custom. What do you know? Hey, Saper. Hey, Baby Kisses. Heck yeah. I'm sharing the love. You got it right. Heck yeah. All right, let's give us guys and guy and gal some feather detail. some tail detail. She got it, but he don't have it. Hey, 148 likes. Hey, Thunder Gouge, baby. What's up, Heidi? Glad to see you in there. Hi, Louis Montoya. Glad to see you. Mainly off-grid. Watched him cut some nice pieces of wood today out there with that green mill he's got. Got a really, really nice sawmill. Snowy. It was snowy, and he was out there in a t-shirt. It must have been really, really nice. We're about to get a nor'easter, so might as well enjoy it while you can. Let's look at that. So there's a few things in there that I could probably clean up, and I can't stand this thing for a while. I'll have to dry. But what I can do is I can burn it and set it over the corner. And I can also get I've made that carving. I've seen all kinds of people make it, but I've never made it. And I thought, well, you know, I'll give it a shot. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can kind of figure it out a little bit. It might look okay. Not too bad for the first time, right? Okay. That was some spunky stuff, though. It'll have to dry for a while. It sat out there all winter, and it already had a bunch of bug holes in it. And I said bug holes, bug holes. It already had a bunch of bug holes in it. And all right. Let's see how she burns. That baby up. Let it dry for a while so it's finished. It's been sitting out there all winter, collecting moisture. Next, I want to do a tree. I think. I also thought about making a little gnome, like an Indian piece, out of it. We'll see. I'll just start carving it. We'll see what comes out. Maybe we'll do good. I got a pizza. I don't think I do that. I think the fiber that I got is for bears, and I've got 2 little bears yet that I still need to do the eye on. So I think that I'll just let that thing sit there, and since I'm enough moisture in it, steaming. Can you believe that? Heck yeah. All right, yeah. Woodchucker Caleb, heck yeah. All right, baby kisses. What I get? Let's see what I do now. She has to put up with Bear. Oh yeah, the boss lady. Yeah, that's for sure. She does. Billy, I'll tell you, I'd like some ice cream. And they're making cheeseburgers. That's what they told me. So no pizza tonight. You know, can't eat pizza every night. I mean, I could eat pizza every night, but not tonight. We're gonna make cheeseburgers. And actually, my daughter was the one that bought all the stuff to make them. So, you know, whatever. Don't hurt none of their feelings. You know, I'd rather have the pizza, wouldn't you? Now I got the stupid cover sitting right here, and I don't know, but I'm just gonna crank this piece. I got this tall piece, and I'm just gonna crank something out. You know, I'm thinking a tree. I started drawing out the skinny gnome, and you know, I was like, just make a tree. People like trees. That's a pretty good piece of wood right there, and at the same time, it wouldn't take forever to do it. You know what I mean? All right, let's do it. Okay, I'll carve her out. I got fuel now. I guess I should take a drink of my Dr. Pepper, shouldn't I? You should, yeah. I should too. We should. We'll all scream. Oh man, that chain is sagging. I don't care. I'm using it until it pops off. It's like driving it till the wheels pop off. Look at that. It's kind of like my pants sometimes, sagging. You know? Yeah. Yeah, you know. You know. Don't act like you don't. You can hear it getting high. I'm getting high RPM. Well, here, you can look at the deer heads over there in the distance while I get this thing ready. Put some fuel in it. You guys just tell me a story. Grandma used to make the best pie. Is that right? Mine did too. She'd go to a place, Smith's Farms there, and I think it was South Bloomfield or something like that, Ohio. And she would buy the best pies that you could make. And she didn't make them. Boy, she could buy them. She could buy them with the best of them. She could buy them as good as anybody's grandma could. Heck yeah. That's what I remember. All right, let's see how much oil we got. She could buy with the best of them. That's okay, that's good. All right. Keep this out of the way. I'm gonna have to make fuel tomorrow. Not every week. Gallon a week. If I didn't have a full-time job, I'd probably get you 4 gallons a week. I don't know. Okay. Stay on. Nope, not gonna stay on. And yeah, you are right. I almost forgot to bring the camera back over here and point it at the carving. Go figure, right? Even if it's my own detriment, I'll tell you the truth. It might be something you don't want to hear, but I'll tell you. look more like a tree or a gnome? Or a tree gnome? I thought about a tree gnome. I don't know. Yeah, it's still looking more like a tree. I think it's looking like a tree. I'm not sure what it's looking like. Can I go lower than that? Yeah, I don't know though. That's pretty good, really. We'll have to work with it. not the best looking, is it? That's just the way it goes. Sometimes these things break. Just kind of is what it is. Heck yeah. Alright, so now I'm gonna start giving him some kind of detail to the pine tree. Get him in a good setting. I wonder if we can hit 200 likes. Let's see, we've been on here for 71 minutes. Okay, I guess you never know. Not too bad. A little bit at a time. Come over and work on this side a little bit. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We're up to 187. I'd like to get 13 more. 13 more likes. If 13 more likes, maybe I'll do some jumping jacks. No, I'm lying to you. I'm not going to do that. But maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll do some jumping jacks. our tree is diseased. You know what I mean? He's got some kind of woolly bug in there eating at him. Uh-oh, we're 10 away from 200. Heck yeah. Thinking it out. Where am I going to go with this thing in the end? I mean, there's not a lot left to do with it, really. Hey, we're 6 away. Hey, Juan Perez, how you doing? What do we got? Terry Harris, I got to see you in there. Woodchucker Caleb, check Woodchucker out. Baby kisses. too bad, not looking too good. She's just getting some leaf detail or some detail. I don't know if they're leaves. Hey, we're almost up to the 200. Heck yeah. I guess considering what I made today, that's like this stuff here. So the bottom line is, so most people, these are sappy carvings. You know what I mean? I mean, we think they're cute and all that, but, you know, they're kind of sappy. And I get it. I'm not, you know, wouldn't argue with anybody that said it was sappy. You know, but some people like it. They like to see the birds making out. You know, it's a nice little symbol of love. I can see a little piece in there on that carving I want to fix. Yeah. Okay, let's burn it. Heck yeah. All right, put the fire in that baby. And it ought to burn good. That wood there is going to burn decent. Unlike that other, this other stuff that's been sitting out there. The piece that we just carved, that piece there, that was a piece of a log. It's been laying on the ground, direct contact with the ground. Hey, we got up to 200. Heck yeah, appreciate that. Direct contact with the ground since like November. So it's pretty wet inside. Is that on? Yeah, that's on. I had the headphones on, I couldn't hear it. That's my burn good. Get you up there closer. You can see the fire that way. There we go. All right. We'll have to taste the cheeseburgers already. Notice I said cheeseburgers. Well, suggesting that we eat more than one. know, kind of chip. It's not very nice. I agree with that. If somebody didn't like that bottom though. Now look, this is what you call thinking outside the box. Now look, you got a bottom with a chip in it. That might not be the most attractive thing. But if you took it out there, you dug a hole. About yay big, that's 4 or 5 inches. Stuck it in the hole. Buried it, nice, covered it back over. Next thing you know, a year from now, you'd have a termite high-rise. They'd be living up here, looking out the windows, watching Kim Kardashian. You'd see the little lights on inside the termite high-rise. You know what I mean? They'd be living in there. So, it could work out good for somebody. Whatever. Anyhow, that's what I got. Okay. Where do I come up with this stuff? I don't know. You don't know either. We don't know. I know enough to know we don't know. We don't know, do we? Hey, we got 204 likes. Can't complain about that. Hey, Land Raver, what's going on, buddy? Classical musician. How's it going, Julian? All right. Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'll bet. On feeding too. Yeah, I'll bet that's a Norway. You can't even legally own guns. Yeah, that's a, so can you own bows, though? Because I actually shot these. So the one in the middle, he's from 4 years ago. And I'm planning on carving a deer for him. I'm going to chainsaw carve a deer. And I'm going to put him in. I'm going to put this real rack on the chainsaw carving. And then I'm going to cover it over with Bondo. And then chainsaw carve hair into the Bondo. Anyway, that's the plan with that. I'm going to chainsaw carve a form for him. I think that'd be really cool to make that. Now, these other two, they were shot by crossbows. This one, and actually, if you watch my live streams from last year in January, so 11, 13 months ago, something like that, you can see this one got shot like 3 weeks ago on a live stream, the very last week of the season. And in this one, actually, it was like the third to last day of the season, the latest I've ever shot one. And then this one, come from last year, it was on a live stream as well. And so it's pretty cool. And this one here, he's the only one that was shot with a gun. I shot him with a muzzle over, but them other two are crossbows. And actually, one I have a video where I did the skull. I show you how to do this skull mounting, which I have to go back and watch it myself to remember what chemical you're supposed to use now that to finish that. It's like it's a whitening or like a hair stripping agent. I got to go back and watch the video myself because I can't remember. But anyway, and Billy, I got my man card, don't I? I have shot one every year for the only time I haven't shot a buck since like 13 has been 2019. It was the year I took up chainsaw carving that winter before COVID hit, and I quit. And I didn't take it. I took it up, started teaching myself to do a little bit of that back in February 2019. I was doing a little here and a little there, and then I did a craft show in 2019, and then so I kind of skipped the deer season. Well, then COVID hit, and I quit, and I didn't take it back up till July of 2023. So we're coming up on 2.5 years of really trying to learn how to do this. Anyway, I think that's pretty cute. By the time it's all, it'll take it a while to dry enough that I can sand that heart down smooth and all that stuff. But that's what we made for today. Now tomorrow, I am thinking I'm either going to work on that. I'm either going to start that deer, and it's just going to be like a deer head. I'm not sure how, with what I got here, I can mount that thing up to work though. Like doing something with the jaw vise where it's back in there enough to make it work. I'm just not sure. Because you think about it, anybody knows what a deer form looks like. So here's your base of your deer form, where your deer's neck comes out, and his head's clear out here. So I have to make that. And it's got to hang. It's got to be up and hang. So I'm not sure. I got a couple other options. I can always bolt it to the side of the building, or like that post there, move all that crap out of the way and do it right up against that post and start digging it out. But I'm just not really sure. And I'm not sure if I'll do that tomorrow, but I kind of like to get that started. It's one piece I'm going to make for myself. I'm not going to sell it because that deer in the middle, he's the nicest one. He's the nicest one I've shot since I've lived here. And I shot him right behind my house. All those came from right behind my house. And like I can see my house. Look down the hill and see my house. That's where they came from. But anyway, that's what I got.
Woodchucker, I think, are you going to carve woodchucker? I know Shoops is going to be on, they're going to be on my time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Caleb, are you going to carve for a while before Shoops comes on? Let's see. He hasn't said yet, but I'll bet he is. Okay, I'll have a mess to clean up, so I'll try to get in there as soon as I can, but that's what we got, guys. I appreciate y'all watching, and tomorrow we'll be doing something at some point in time. I got lights, so I can go whenever. Hey, Depression Talk. All right, buddy. Hey, I appreciate that. Heck yeah. All right, Jay, you guys have a good night. We will catch y'all later. Woodchucker. Okay, Woodchucker, go watch Caleb. Woodchucker Caleb. Go watch him, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 Central. Watch the Shops Wood Shop. Come back when you can stay, ladies.